Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. Guys, you got Bert, the Buckeye, and Lanny here, bringing you another podcast-esque episode talking about three big headlines that hit the news press this week, ending, I guess, I don't know if we want to say it, July 28th here on a Sunday, but three big things happened this week.
Let's go. Smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. We are getting so close to 20,000 subscribers. Let's freaking go, everybody. It's Monday. Just go check us out. Let us know if you've watched this on YouTube Music. How are you viewing this video? Is it on YouTube or YouTube Music? We'd love to find out.
So, like, it's on my Napster. Um, so guys,
LimeWire, we
yeah,
downloaded
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's on Bear Share. Um, all right, guys. So we've got, three headlines. We're gonna get into them really quick, really fast, but we get Bert's take, my take on it. But a lot of the items here that could be impacting stock prices, and that's the key to this video is what happened in the stock market from a news standpoint that could be impacting your portfolio, our portfolio, or your upcoming portfolio from a stock move. So big tech was down again for the week.
Hmm?
Big names kind of plummeted a little bit, quote unquote. Alphabet, aka Google, down 7.5%, Bert. NVIDIA down over 6%. Tesla down over 10%.
Ooh.
Even Facebook/Meta down over 4% for the week.
Yeah, there was some negative sentiment that happened here. And what was interesting is companies issued lower than expected guidance, and they're kind of tampering down their results, Lanny. And that's what's so fascinating here. And I wonder, are you starting to see the other side of this equation of people rushing to spend all this money, spend all the AI, catch up on it, make as much as you can, where the stock prices jump through the roof on the hype? Are you starting to see the other side of it now that companies actually have to report their actual results and show what their actual earnings are after these actual AI expenses?
Actually, you might be right. Again, some some of these big tech companies slightly missed estimates that analysts were projecting out there. Some had also had lower forecast or expectations in the future. It's been a very interesting earnings, week, not just in big tech, but kind of across the board. Obviously, we heard the news about UPS and their company, kind of missing estimates and dropping and the outlook and all of that. Some
Yeah.
other big stocks, are also kind of not exactly achieving targets right now.
No, this earnings season has been absolutely wild. UPS was the best example of it, Lanny, where those inflated employee costs with that new huge union deal from last year are really starting to grip in there and hang tight with the company. You've seen it. So it's interesting that you call them out specifically and watch how UPS is getting dragged down. We've got a big upcoming earnings week here too, Lanny. We got Starbucks coming down the hopper. We have is it McDonald's this week? There's a few big ones coming through. I thought I saw McDonald's. You got a lot of big companies that are going to help see what's going on with sentiment here.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what it all comes down to is the proof in the pudding here. And right now, it's been a little bit in. You're not sure if you're
No,
getting that chocolate jello or the chocolate pudding right now.
no, I will say one thing that I keep thinking about is they have to come down a lot though. But when you look at these big tech companies, when you see that Google's down, Meta's down, uh, the thing that separates them from a lot of the other tech companies or a lot of other companies is they have the balance sheet and they have the cash that they can afford a big miss on AI. So they can afford to overspend and miss expectations in the short term while swinging for that home run. So maybe if one of those types of companies drop, it might be interesting to see nibbling on them and adding my exposure into there, especially if there's a really big pullback in them, because in the long run, they typically tend to trend upwards.
I couldn't agree more. So again, let us know if you guys also got a little impact to your portfolio here, or hey, is it time to look at Tesla right now, or or Google? Let us know in the comments there. But to dig into topic number two that hit the news this week, because they've been hitting the news quite a bit lately, especially with that stock split that they just did recently. Chipotle, ticker symbol CMG, they dominated the quarterly earnings. They are on fire. Even though the stock price kind of got pulled down again, like kind of similar to the other big tech companies. Not Chipotle's not big tech, but big growth companies. They were down 6.5%
Yeah.
on their stock price, but oof, when revenue blast expectations up 18%, margin, when you can increase margin marginally, that's awesome. But when you go from 17.2% margin to a 19.7% margin, that is
Huge.
huge.
That's a huge, especially in the food sector, Lanny. That's what's that every 0.5% makes a difference. So 2.5%, oh my gosh, that's phenomenal. So the EPS obviously jumped up because they were able to make more on every burrito that they sold, which is fantastic. Uh, one of
Yeah.
my one of my friends, he always gives me updates on Chipotle because he's been a shareholder for a while, and I know who you are, so I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about here. But I'd been following how Chipotle had been coming down because he just be texting me like, "Hey, look, Chipotle's coming down. Chipotle's coming down." I was just like, "Be patient. It'll be fine. It'll be fine." And Chipotle went flying through the roof.
Again, very nice to see. I'm sure the shareholders are happy. And also, hey, if you love to buy and hold this stock,
Yeah.
down 6.5%, that PE ratio might be cracking below, I don't know, 50 times
Yeah.
earnings right now. Diluted EPS up 32% to 33 cents. So if you do the multiple, if they somehow make over a buck 30 diluted EPS this year and yet they're trading at, let's see what that stock price is. It's still, yeah, $50. So
Mhm.
they're trading at just under 50 times earnings right now. So,
Wow.
um, pretty funny.
Yeah, this company, I don't know how you quantify this, but it seems as if no matter how, like, I have one of the worst Chipotles by my house. Like, I would argue, like, the Chipotle by my house might be one of the worst ones in the state. Uh, it's always out of food. The doors are never open because they had already people there, but they're always just jam-packed with people that are doing mobile orders. It's only mobile orders because they just can't get through people in the line, but it's always packed. What I was going to say is it seems like no matter how much Chipotle abuses its customers and no matter how much they shrink the scoops down, how much they like take out of their stuff, what they do, it doesn't matter. People still come back to Chipotle, and I cannot figure this out.
The good old Starbucks, syndrome, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how the price is, doesn't matter if the cup is full of ice on your iced coffee, you're still going back, you're still dropping the money.
Yeah. And you can get to the line. You can wait in a line for 30 minutes at a different one. For me, you can get there and they can be like, hey, we're out of steak, fajita vegetables, lettuce, cheese, this. Do you still want your burritos? And half the people are like, yeah, let's just go right through it. I'm just gonna get nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I stood in here, I want this. It's bizarre, but that's what
It's
makes
it's
for a
it's
great
mine.
company.
So guys, that was Starbucks stock, obviously doing very well financially. Stock price still a little too expensive for me. But
Yes.
big headliner here, guys, especially if you guys are watching, some basketball here with the Olympics. Nice job, USA, taking down, obviously, Jokic here on Sunday, July 28th. But NBA has chosen another partner
Hmm.
to go to for their NBA games. They finally have left, well, they're trying to leave, we'll say, Warner Brothers Discovery. A huge deal because why? Because there was a big package from called Amazon. You know, Amazon came in with NBC and Disney, a big $76 billion package. And essentially Warner Brothers like, hey, we'll match that. We'll match Amazon, right?
Mhm.
We'll, according to the terms, Warner Brothers had, I guess, the right to match an offer to keep the rights. But what did NBA do when they got the match offer from WBD?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
Yeah,
teasing
setting
it for
you
you
up.
to say.
Yeah, setting you up.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry for the awkward silence, everybody. I thought Laddie's gonna drill it home. They decided to stick with Amazon. They decided we're not going back to Warner Brother. We're not doing it. We're doing something new here. Warner Brother, you had your chance in the negotiations. You had your exclusive period to say I wanted this. Amazon came in after Warner Brothers said no. So we're going to stick with Amazon. They want us. We're taking the TV there. And as a result, Warner Brothers is now saying that the NBA breached his contract. They are suing them in court. So the legal battles are starting, all because Warner Brothers chose not to make a competitive offer on the front end. They kind of did this one to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Brett screwed Brett here, guys. Uh, but so here comes the big lawsuit.
Mhm.
WBD saying NBA, you can't do that. You're supposed to accept our
Mhm.
counter offer. Not sure who's going to win this legal battle here. Obviously, NBA's already responded saying, nope, we are all within our rights. This
Yeah.
is without merit, essentially. Um,
Well,
and here we are, potentially a new 10-year, 10 to 11-year deal, over $76 billion for the NBA.
good for the NBA, good for the players. Salaries are going to go up because the cap's going to rise. There's the other side, fun side part of this, Lanny. If they leave Warner Brothers, the studio show is going to be gone. So Charles Barkley, Shaq, Ernie, and all of them and Kenny are all going to be free agents. So what are they going to do? Is Amazon just going to pick their show up and drop it on Amazon, or what's going to happen here? That's a huge side plot in all of this.
The sad part here, which could be a very sad part, is kind of the impact to the fans, obviously, is what everybody keeps touting because all of a sudden now Amazon, gets possibly here some games, right? So you got to have the Amazon Prime. And for those consumers that don't, we'll see what happens.
You know what's interesting? I just Googled this. 167 million people are US Amazon Prime subscribers. So I wonder if more people are actually going to get access to the NBA games now that they're on Amazon than they were on Warner Brothers.
Or the Amazon Prime price is going up because of this
Oh,
big
of
deal.
course. Yeah, absolutely. That's also a great piece of this. I'm sure Amazon's going to jack it up another $20 per person there to help cover the cost of this. The content is not free. Trust us. We have been following Paramount stock, Warner Brothers stock, and all the SHIT that goes along with it. These fees get thrown back to the consumer very quickly.
And once that was announced, stock price did go down. Stock price for WBD is down 4% this week because it was on a nice trend upwards, going from about $7 to close to $9 a
Yeah.
share in about a month. And then obviously it's taken a little bit of a step back, still up 12% in the last month. And I know it's on Bert and my chopping block for us to exit this stock each, hopefully as soon as we freaking can, guys. So that was the three big pieces of news, guys, coming at you. We had the big tech dropping for the week, big drops actually. Chipotle dominating quarterly earnings, and NBA choosing Amazon, Disney, and NBC to team up on a huge deal and exiting the WBD long term relationship. And the big question mark, what's going to happen to the big NBA on TNT team of Ernie, Chuck, Kenny, and Shaq?
Yeah, let us know, everybody. What are your thoughts on these three stories here? If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And Lanny, what else do we have to tell all the diplomaniacs out there?
You're either with us or you're against us, Jack. That was Bert the Hurt and Laney from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.